Welcome back to the 5.0 swap, 5.0 build. Finally got everything back in order. Oil system over here. A little bit of valve train parts as well, just had to separate it. Some more bottom end stuff. Rear main seal. I'll go through all of this stuff in a second. Just getting a quick overview before we run through everything. That's the hardware so far. Still gotta order more ARP because factory sucks. Well, it's decent, but yeah. Hardware for the valve train. Alright, so let's start with the bottom end. Ford Racing oil pan and gasket. Let's turn this son bitch over. Alright. That's 2 plug bolts, front and bottom. A made in Canada fucking sticker. Everything from my engine was made in North America, not necessarily the USA, but it was all made in North America. Everything that you're going to see today is Ford Racing, with the exception of the oil pump drive shaft, which is ARP, the ARP fasteners, and technically my roller rockers aren't Ford Racing, but they are. I'll get into that later on. Alright, so we have the upgrade from the factory oil pump. You do have to order the hardware. From that side, it fastens into the bottom of the engine, so the threads are on the engine side. Threads are on this side for the pickup. Now, the pump was separate from the pan and the pickup. The pickup and the pan came together. You can see the shitty Ford engraving on there. Yeah. So there's the pickup. Mounts to the pump, which mounts to the engine. Alright, also over here, while we're thinking about getting dirty with oil anyway, we have the the high energy hydraulic roller rocker lifters. That hole right there is for the, let me get a better zoom in on that. Let's clear that up a little bit. That hole right there is for the oil to flow into from the engine. Fills that up with oil, creates the pressure in there. The push rods will go in there. We have Ford hardened steel standard lift push rods, so we're not going to have to worry about valve clearance. This isn't going to cause a valve clearance problem. That's something that's going to be checked with the cam and the lifters. Well, not the lifters, the rocker arms themselves, because we're going from a 1.6 to a 1.7. Once we come over here, grab one of these. Now, the tolerances are even checked for the springs. The proper calculations have been done. So with the 1.7 ratio from these crane comp lifters, let's zoom in on that. That'll fit up there nicely. These are my heads. These things are light as hell. They weigh 25 pounds. They weigh less than the V6 stock head. And you have an entirely another port. So that shows you how light they are. Ford did a great job on these. These are clean as hell. You know, you can see down there, pre-assembled, nothing to worry about. Valve boots, everything on the top is done properly, gapping and everything, all that done spec. And just looking at that, the retainer clips, the consistency in which that was done, the precision and accuracy in which that was done, Ford took their time to make this. Well, Ford Racing. Already pre-sealed, don't have to worry about the water jackets. And yeah, it's more or less it. For anyone curious about how the oiling system works, say the valve cover was on this. These holes here, those 4 big holes will be sealed. That hole right there will not be. Wait a minute. That's a water. No, that's not a water jacket. That's a. Let me just double check that. Yeah, that hole right there won't be sealed. And neither should that one right there. But oil will drip back down through the holes where the push rods will go. As you can see, the holes for the they've also notched that too. It's not gonna roll all the way around. They've notched it so I can pretty much lock it. I'm not doing retainers or anything. All that silly as fuck. I'm not doing like a 600 horse engine. This isn't some 351 or 400 block engine. You know, I've already got a channel kit, and that's pretty much because the rockers require it. But other than that, that's pretty much it so far. On the 19th, I'll have another video. Not going to crack that open yet because I don't want to expose that to anything. The rest of this stuff can be cleaned off with lacquer thinner, which will be done anyway. All this hardware will be soaked in oil. Everything that doesn't go into a water jacket at least will be soaked in oil. Push rods, lifters will be soaked in oil. I'm not going to soak this in oil. Probably going to wrap that back up first just to make sure no dust or anything gets inside of that. Yeah. If you have any questions about this build, or if you're planning on buying parts from American Muscle and you're concerned about what you may need to get, shoot me a message or whatever you may need to do. All these part numbers will be listed on the description link, specifically because they're all 50 state legal, and if anyone has a problem with this, they can kiss my ass. So, more or less, that is the Cobra build as of now. Any questions? Shoot me a message. Anything else? That's it for now. See you on the road.